More energy than yesterday. Continuing the theme of job security and entrepreneurship and 9 to 5 supplementation of income, I wanted to make today's going to be a slightly shorter video, just encouraging the person that's on the fence of like, actually, I have been struggling. And Tabitha Brown's message was for me, but I do feel like I'm on the brink of my breakthrough. I do feel like I'm a couple steps away, and you're wanting to persist and hold on tight. I want to just talk and coach you through how to push through and how to almost like instigate your own inflection point. Gosh, English. It is early. Today's a travel day. You can come in, babe. Yep, you can come in. Don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, that's okay. How to instigate your own like breakthrough and build your own momentum. What's really cool is we are seeing firsthand the result of content. And specifically in one of my coaching programs, the lifeleap.com, we are all doing this 30-day sprint. Oh, I'll say about 60% of the community is doing the 30-day content sprint, where I told them to choose one platform that they are going to post and show up on every single day. And one of them, they were 5 days into their LinkedIn daily posting when they were invited to speak on a panel. I was, I'm not surprised, but I am shook because I've been doing this content thing for 24 years. I know what's on the other side of continuous, consistent visibility. It's almost, you will be so consistent to the point where you will annoy people. And through that annoyance, someone's like, man, I respect and I admire the fact that this person just shows up every day and gives value. So I think in this day and age where I feel like the digital economy is more democratized than ever, there is no gatekeeping your way to digital entrepreneurship or digital success. You can at any point decide to press record and broadcast your wisdom, your lived experience, your testimonials, your education, any insight or POVs. And that's what people essentially opt into. That's what they invest in. That's what they pay for. And as someone who has been successfully able to turn her insight, wisdom, journeys, and intellectual property into a 7-figure business where I get to call my own shots and do my own thing, I know that it's all because of the way that I show up without anyone telling me how to or what to say. I have this um, you have to have this level of proactiveness where you're not waiting to sound perfect. You're not waiting to say the right thing. You're not waiting on the right moment. You're just willing. There is a deep willingness that has to come along with your desire for success and time, financial freedom. I know the messaging on the internet is going to say that things are harder than ever. The economy is in a downward spiral. The market is down and everything looks like doom and gloom. But the beautiful thing about entrepreneurship is that you create your own economy. What's happening in your business has nothing to do with everyone else's business or what the world got going on. Okay. I know that in times where the 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 news is saying that things are going to be slowing down and things are going to be stressful, and I don't even I almost feel like the exact opposite happens in my business because now people are looking for opportunities to bet on themselves and take a chance on themselves, and they look to someone who has confidently done it year after year after year after year after year. There is no blueprint for the path of entrepreneurship, just a diligence and a willingness to show up without rules and figure things out every single day. If you don't genuinely love the game of figuring things out and creatively solving problems and challenges, it's going to be really hard for entrepreneurship to be a viable path for you. Because if every day feels like a grind and there's this never ending, like, because if you think about it, if you're an entrepreneur, you don't have like an expiration date unless you plan to exit. But for someone like me who has built a lifestyle-based business, meaning my lifestyle comes first and then my businesses support that. So I want to travel. I want to see every country in the world eventually. I'm 35 and I've been to 100 countries. That is an absolute privilege, but it's also a reflection of the intentional businesses that I've built around my lifestyle. I don't want to have high overhead and expenses. I don't want to outsource my favorite part of the creative process. I want to be hands-on. I want to do the coaching. I want to be the one helping people have those breakthroughs in their business. So I get to decide in any given season, what do I feel like doing? And what is my capacity to serve? There is no one that said, 10 years ago, Glow, you should go to Bali and rent out a really sick villa and invite people to come live there with you for a week and learn everything about what it takes to be a travel blogger. I just did it. I just, through fear, through unknown, through expenses, like, because you got to invest first and then hope people pay later. Through all of the uncertainty, I've always taken chances on myself. I've always taken a bet. I've always taken the bet that, like, if this doesn't work out, the lesson will be worth it. The lessons that are the most valuable in entrepreneurship are often the most expensive. But I'm okay paying that price because I know down the line I'm going to come across a situation where I can either save someone else, the issue or the tension, the conflict of whatever it is that I persisted through, or I get to save money and avoid it the next time. So I'm mindful that everything about entrepreneurship is about learning for the long game. So if you are someone that's like, I know I have what it takes, kinda. I see the potential mostly. I want this, but I don't know how badly. You're just kind of on the fence. You owe it to yourself to see what's on the other side of concerted, consistent effort. You owe it to yourself to see what's on the other side of a disciplined version of you. It is not enough to desire freedom. It is not enough to want wealth. Everyone can want the same thing. Few actually attain it because the habits that they've built around themselves, the investments that they've made, and the path that they chose might be a little bit harder. So, to those who are like, listen, entrepreneurship is all I've got. Um, I I've tried the 9 to 5 route. I can't do the microaggressions in the corporate space anymore. Like, I need to figure out a way through. Then I also need you to slightly lower your perception of what's possible in the beginning because I can't be picky when I am choosing a privileged path. I'm going to say that again. I cannot be picky when I know on the other side of all this work is a freedom most people will never be able to touch. So I am willing to walk into a hostel and clean the fridge and change the linen and work reception to check people in if it means I have a free stay in this place where I can moonlight and work on my blog at night, which is what I did for like 2 years in my 20s. I was like, man, I just got my degree. I got $500 to my name. I'm booking a one-way ticket to Europe and I'm going to figure out how to build my personal brand through travel. There's going to be companies that are going to pay me to travel. I'm going to be experiencing luxury excursions, luxury accommodation. Like I just spoke it into existence. Mind you, there was not a single Black person living this life where I could be like, ooh, just do what she did. I said, come hell or high water. I'm going to figure out how to make this work. I became obnoxiously obsessed with what it takes to market yourself, to be a value add, to understand social media to the degree that I could help other people set up their own marketing systems. Because social media and Instagram at that point was like 2 years old. And so I'm trying to convince them you can increase your bookings and let people like socially interact with you as a business if you have a digital and social media presence. And of course, many of them were like, what? Please, like, no, we're doing just fine. Thank you very much. I had to be rejected constantly and in my face, and sometimes very rudely or matter of factly. And I didn't let that stop me from saying, no, I still believe in the power of social media. And the beautiful thing and the best part about entrepreneurship is when you know your service is so dope, when you know that what you offer can genuinely give people a breakthrough and help them earn more money, you don't take the nose personal because you're literally you're kind of you kind of pity them, like, well, you're gonna struggle a bit more, but I hope one day you come around because you know what you're capable of doing. So it's actually kind of a flex to be like, sucks for you to struggle more than you need to, because what I have is going to help you. And so you look for the person that wants change, that wants growth, that wants to take that next step and elevate their brand, their business, their company. If you are forcing people who can't see the future to invest in a vision that is only yours, you're gonna, mm-mm, it doesn't work like that. So you have to find people who want change. You can't convince people who are stuck that change is necessary. Come on, Glow. Not on a Sunday, not a Sunday sermon. Maybe I should start recording these videos in the morning, not at midnight when I'm half asleep like yesterday. Can I just say, yesterday's video, I was, I felt myself falling asleep during, I would be talking and I would feel myself completely check out. And maybe 5 seconds later, I'm like, well, I'm still talking. And I have no idea what I said 1 second before, and I have no idea how to continue the sentence. So feel free to watch yesterday's video and see if you can spot the moments where it happened at least 3 times where I legitimately black out as I'm speaking, and I'm like, so. Okay, it's neither here nor there. Just letting you all see the process of what it takes to record a YouTube video every day for a year. If you're new here, like and subscribe because that is exactly what I'm doing. And my sole goal with this is just to give someone their well-earned breakthrough, their long desired breakthrough. I know I know what it takes to reach your dreams, and I've done it multiple times, not just in my professional life, but in my personal life. And to have a husband that I can run two companies with, and we're both child-free by choice, and I don't know, there's so much alignment and joy and passion and curiosity that I'm able to live with. And sometimes I feel like, man, I find it kind of feel guilty. Like life is too good and like maybe I should manufacture some struggle because, I don't want to, get too comfortable. All right, that's all I got. Hello, come in. Okay, let me wrap this up. I will see y'all later. Check out one of these. Gotta go get better at this. Um, and check out the link in the video description, mycreativereset.com for coaching for 50 cents a day, or to work with me one-on-one, VIP weekends, live social media trainings with a ton of value. And all month in September, it is free. So, no, sorry, it's on sale. Let me get out of here. Okay, bye.